Hello, everyone. Deanna, Deacon with Vitality Pure, your holistic health and lifestyle coach. And I'm joined here today with Elizabeth Beeds, a very, very good friend of mine, as well as a mentor in the female entrepreneurial success world. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I just got tingles from that little introduction. You are amazing, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
Thank you. I love when it goes mutual. So, Elizabeth, can you share with everyone watching a little bit about who you are and what you do and what kind of magic you make in the world?
Ooh, I'd love to. So I created Interior Wellness Magazine and Interior Wellness Festival. I've been involved in the health and wellness and business stuff for, gosh, like almost 20 years. Since I was very young, I became an entrepreneur and have owned a yoga studio and have really enjoyed bringing people together. And that's what my greatest passion is now. And that's what I do through Interior Wellness Magazine. I bring together the community with health and wellness practitioners and businesses. And the same thing is what I do with the festival, is bringing together people so that they can celebrate their health and wellness and their businesses at the same time. So it's a really nice collaboration.
It's a beautiful collaboration. And I personally have enjoyed reading and writing for the Interior Wellness Magazine, as well as presenting and attending at your Interior Wellness Festival. And both are run phenomenally with a really beautiful high caliber and quality. And so thank you for putting that out into the world.
Thank you. I founded Interior Wellness 8 years ago now. So it's been a journey for sure, and I've learned a lot through it.
And you have a bit of a unique personal lifestyle that goes along with your business, right? Because you don't actually have a steady home base.
I have a steady home base. It's just a tiny home base and it travels. I travel 12 months of the year. So, and I designed that on purpose because travel is one of my greatest passions and I love to be out in the world exploring. So I designed my business so that all of my work is online.
And I think that's so fabulous that you created this, because even the Interior Wellness Festival is physical. It's bringing people together physically, and yet you still can travel throughout the entire year. You created such a community around what it is that you offer that you're able to create it and grow it from wherever you are. I think that's beautiful and really shows a testament to creating your business and lifestyle around the desires and needs that you have personally.
It's very true. And that's the benefit of being an entrepreneur, is you can decide how you want your life to be. Like, some people have children and they want to design their life around their schedules, or some people love to travel, or whatever it is. Some people love to stay up all night and work, or some people are early morning birds. So you can design your life how you want it.
That's so true. Good advice. And so when it comes to living in a beautiful tiny home that travels around throughout the entire year and creating so much goodness in the world, how do you manage your self-care? How do you keep that foundation of caring for yourself so you can stay stable and steady?
Very nice. I think having a routine is a big thing. Even when you're an entrepreneur, especially, you don't have a regular schedule outside of what you make for yourself. So having some kind of routine that you do certain things every day, or certain things certain days of the week, is really important, because when you're an entrepreneur, there's nothing stopping you from working 12 hours, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that's not balanced. So that's one of the biggest and most important things, is balancing time. And in order to do that, I personally have to school myself. I have to cut myself off or give myself a schedule, because you think, the life of an entrepreneur is so free, but it's not. You can cage yourself if you don't set a schedule for when you're working and when you're not working, and when you're taking time off and when you're taking vacation time. Otherwise, you just bought yourself a job where you're working 18 hours a day, and if you do the math, you're getting like $3 an hour. Nobody wants that. So be more efficient with your time is something that I've really applied to myself, and not working all the time, because I definitely went through phases throughout my entrepreneurial journey where I was working all the time and burnt out, and that's not good for you or your business.
No, that's so true. And that's a huge component of what we're going to be showcasing to everyone who's a part of the Vitality Pure community, is that you need to have the balance. And when you create that balance, that's often when more creativity, more ideas and opportunities, conversations, and people flow to you, because you're open and receptive to receive them. Have you felt that yourself?
Absolutely. The times when I am stressing out, my creativity goes downhill, and my ability to produce good work or connect with people goes downhill. But when I'm relaxed, and when I go out in nature and go for a long walk or take a long bath or just meditate or go to sleep longer, whatever it is, I always have better creative ideas. So it's an opposite to time of work, work, work. It's the less you work, the more you get done. So take care of yourself, number one. And I know everybody always says that. It's such a catchphrase, like put on the oxygen mask on yourself first. But we don't really get it yet until you realize that your business and your relationships suffer if you don't take care of yourself first.
Yeah, it's so true. And when it comes to being an entrepreneur, especially an entrepreneur in a very soul-based business where you are putting your heart and your soul and your energy into the business, if you are not well, if you are not feeling successful personally, you're not able to feel that or give that or be that in the business as well.
Absolutely. And that's why one of the main things I was thinking about this conversation for the last couple of days, so excited to speak with you. And one thing that really came up for me was having a why behind what you do, but not just a why, because we've heard that, but a balanced why. And oftentimes when we're entrepreneurs, we're soulful people, and we come from our hearts. But the thing we need to remember is that part of why we're doing it is to take care of ourselves and maybe our families. It is to be financially well off. So sometimes we're like, oh, I just want to help people. And the universe doesn't get the message that, and I want to make money. And it's even like a taboo topic to say, I want my business to make money. And that's what I mean by a balanced why. You have to, I want to do good in the world. I want to serve people, and I want to be financially successful. And there's balance in that, and there's truth in that. And that's how I think you really balance yourself as an entrepreneur, is saying that you want your business to pay you well.
That is so wonderful. And thank you for bringing that up, because I think, especially for entrepreneurs, and even more especially for female entrepreneurs, a lot of times we hold ourselves back from actually inviting in the abundance that we deserve for the work we're doing because of that taboo topic that, who are we to be taking someone else's money, or, we don't deserve to have that much. But when you live in the world where there's no lack, when there's enough for everybody, when it's just a matter of your mindset and believing that you deserve it, that's where you get to be, in that place that you're talking about.
So true. And getting rid of the guilt of making money. We have this totally twisted thing that if you're a heartfelt or spiritual person, you shouldn't be making money. But meanwhile, we'll let like CEOs of oil companies make billions. And it's like, let's turn that up on its head, and have the people who serve the people and the planet be taken care of financially. And that's when you're empowered as a female in business. That's a huge part of it.
Oh, yes, all of it. Yes, love it. Oh, that's beautiful. So a question for you in regards to where you're at right now, as well as where you've come from along the journey. How have you found ways to deal with your own fear and self-doubt, and maybe some of these mindset pieces of not being worthy of that abundance, or not being, just not being enough?
Oh my gosh, it brings tears to my eyes because it's a journey. It is a long journey. And I think that that's one of the biggest things on an entrepreneurial journey, is that you don't even have to do a spiritual practice, because a business is a spiritual practice. And yes, do spiritual practices also. But owning a business and being an entrepreneur can be the greatest teacher of your life about love and about spirit and acceptance. I forget what your actual question was, but it just makes me smile so much, because I know for sure that I've grown as a person because of doing business. I'm challenged and confronted on so many levels all the time by my own fears, like, what if this person doesn't like what I created? Or what if the community thinks it's dumb? Like these thoughts that come in, and then if you pay attention, oh, look at these doubt thoughts that are coming in. And then look at the reality. People are smiling. People are enjoying it. People are contributing and coming together. And the doubt thoughts, and really looking at them, is a spiritual practice in itself, because you're realizing there's this little voice that's just like at you. Can't let it take you out or take you over. sometimes that little voice will come through other people. Even when your business grows and you have more people involved in it, somebody will pass on their personal opinion, which doesn't necessarily have to be yours. So for me, I'm ultra sensitive and ultra people pleaser. And so I've had to really separate my own personal self from the opinions of what I think other people might be thinking. I shine, and I let myself do it my way, not the way that I think other people are going to like. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you have to do what feels right to your heart every moment, every step of the way.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly how it needs to be. And acknowledging that who you are, you have gifts, and to own those. And when you own those, that's when you get to shine. Like you're saying, that's when you get to shine your light on others, because you're being true to yourself. And that's when I find beautiful partnerships come forward, and beautiful opportunities and experiences come forward, because you are living within your own truth. And that's when what you're offering is being received, because it's good. It's goodness that you're putting together.
Yeah, so true.
Nice. So would you say that your journey towards kind of releasing this fear, or not having this fear as prevalent in your day-to-day life, would you say that primarily that has grown, and that you've gotten more comfortable in yourself through your spiritual practice of having a business and external spiritual practice as well?
Absolutely. Definitely. The fears are going to come up, and it's about accepting that they're going to, not just being in this, everything's going to be fine once I do this and this and this. It's like things are going to continue to come up, because we want to evolve. We want to keep growing and changing. So we're going to continue to have challenges. It's how we face them.
That's so true. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm just absolutely loving this conversation. Thank you for being here with me. This is so great.
It is. It's wonderful as entrepreneurs ourselves to make sure that's another thing, is connect with other entrepreneurs. It just feels validating and boosts your confidence.
Oh, completely. And I think that something that's important for entrepreneurs to know too is that it's okay to reach out for support. And that could be support for your business. That could be support just to mastermind together. It could be the situation where you simply have another buddy who maybe lives across the world, and you get together and you hang out on Google Hangouts or on Skype, and you work together. But it just gives you someone to bounce ideas off of, someone to keep you accountable, so that if you are in a business where you sit at your desk, or you're at your laptop all the time, that you don't have to feel alone, that you actually can be surrounded by support.
Definitely. That's the other thing that I was thinking about before this conversation, when I asked myself the question, what's important to me as an entrepreneur? And that is, don't do it alone, or don't try to do it alone, because there is no such thing as do it alone, but don't try to do it alone. So at some point that means hiring people to assist you to do things that you're just not good at. Maybe that's building a website, or maybe that's your accounting, but letting people come in and help you. And then also connecting with other women, because I'm assuming we're speaking to women here, connecting with other women who are in business is so vital. And for me, when I do that, I feel uplifted and supported, and I learn things that I might not have known. And connecting with you, like, you're an amazing woman entrepreneur who I love connecting with. So connect with other women, and also connect with coaches like Deanna, to help you along your journey. It's not possible to do it alone.
And it's so unnecessary. Hey, I mean, as human beings, we love having community. We're pack animals. We want to be with each other. We want to partner. We want community around us. We want to offer our services and our gifts and our love and everything, our stories. And so when you push that down and try and do everything, as you're saying, alone and by yourself, and it just causes this friction inside of you. And something that has come up in a few of the other conversations I've had with entrepreneurs is this concept of when you're feeling restricted, or when you have to push really hard to make something happen, then that's a bit of your body's intuition coming in and saying, maybe we just shift the path. Maybe we go this way instead.
Yeah, and taking the time to pay attention to those kind of intuitions, it takes courage, because the traditional model is work 8 hours a day and do it this way, and etc. And it's like, well, what if you have a day where you just cannot sit at your computer? Well, guess what? Maybe that's the best thing for you to do, is just go get outside, go take a nap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. And it's something that I've really brought into my business too. And it took a while to release the guilt around it. Having a 2 p.m. nap for me is actually way more beneficial than trying to push through and do more work, because generally around, I'd say from 12 till 3 or so is when my energy, creativity, and opportunist mindset just dwindles. And so I know that's when I need my physical activity, and that's when I need my downtime. And that's when I'll snuggle Dixie on the couch or just relax or call a friend and have a chit chat, because that's not my optimal working period. Do you find that you have the same sort of thing?
Oh, I love that. It's finding out what your natural rhythm is and following that. And that's going to change at different times of the year too. It's not going to always be the same, but find out your natural rhythm and follow it, and don't fight against it, because fighting against it is just going to waste your energy. So I love that you said that. If that means taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon, do that. If that means sleeping in, do that. Whatever it is
Yeah,
that's good for you.
I agree. And I coined that kind of as your creative genius, in that when you acknowledge what times in your day, what times in your year, what areas in your house or in your lifestyle really bring out that, like, you come up with those great ideas and those great opportunities and experiences. When you start paying attention to when that comes about, you can hone in on what your creative genius is and how to live your life from more places of that, to invite that creative genius opportunity in.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a really cool idea. So, any advice or thoughts that you would give to yourself, let's say maybe 8, 9 years ago, when you were just kind of walking along this journey, and everything was still even a bit more new to you? What advice would you give to yourself?
Oh my gosh. I love
I
this
know, I know.
question.
Okay, one piece.
Oh my gosh. It would be, don't try to do too many things at once. So when you're an entrepreneur, it means you're a creative person. And because you have the idea, and the crazy idea, to say, I want to run my own business. And that means that you will be inundated with a lot of ideas all the time. You'll be like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, and all these things. And it's like, just stay focused, because that's something I did early on. I was running 3 businesses at once because I loved them all. And I was like, I want to do this and this. And then I just kept taking on more. So I would tell myself to just focus on one thing at a time. And because when we get too spread out, the one thing, how do I explain it? The many things that you're trying to do don't get uplifted to the place where they could be if you just focus on one and make that one greater. And then when your energy comes around, focus on another. So that's what I would tell myself is, don't try to do too many things at once, and don't try to do it all alone. Don't try to be all the roles in your business. You cannot be the bookkeeper, creative director, the website designer, the social media promoter. You can't be everything. So that's another thing I would tell myself. And I think one of the biggest things, if I could go back, I would tell myself to stay truer to what I wanted in the beginning, rather than trying to please other people.
Ooh, yeah, that's got some power behind it, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, really own your own why, own your reason, own who you are, own why you started, what the point of this is, and what are your natural gifts and talents.
Yeah.
That is fabulous advice. Thank you. Oh, goodness. Woo! Every single time you and I get together, this is how I leave. Just a huge smile and feeling elated and just feeling motivated and inspired to create more magic in the world. Like I said in the beginning, what you are offering to the world is magic, and it's allowing people to feel heard and acknowledged and seen and valued, and like they're a part of a community. And I so respect you for everything that you do. Thank you very much for offering all of your gifts and for sticking to it through all the years as an entrepreneur, even through the fear and the self-doubt, and for just for being you. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel so uplifted and motivated. I love that word. Whenever I talk to you too, I'm like, I can go work now. So that's a really wonderful.
Oh, and Dixie agrees. Can you hear that?
She
Oh,
loves it.
thank you so much for your time today. I know that there's a lot of value is going to be heard from people listening to this. So thank you so much. And I'm sure that everyone will be seeing some more of you through the Vitality Pure community, because let's face it, you offer up gold.
Well, thank you so much. You're welcome. And I love sharing and helping your community, and knowing that women who are wannabe entrepreneurs are going to do so successfully while maintaining a really good balance in their lives.
Yes, so good. And for anyone who is interested in the Interior Wellness Magazine or Interior Wellness Festival, the festival is based out of Kamloops. And how can they find some more information about you, Elizabeth?
Just check out interiorwellness.com. All the information is there, and I have some online events coming up as well. So there's lots of stuff happening in that community. So you can check that link out.
Beautiful. I'll make sure that I attach a link to the contact information here too. Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Deanna.